Oh, and what is up, YouTube? My name is G3Iron, and today we've got maybe the coolest Christmas gift thing ever. So this is the Lord's Labyrinth Path of Exile gamebook that got shown off and announced here this week, and this is going to be awesome. So without any further ado, let's take a look at what it is. So alongside ongoing development of expansions to Path of Exile, over the past year, we have been working on our very first game book. We are happy to introduce the Lord's Labyrinth, a Path of Exile gamebook, which will be available in higher tiers of the upcoming new core supporter pack later this year. The gamebook is written by Chris Kluwe, which some of you may or may not know. Chris Kluwe used to be of NFL fame. He was an American football playing punter, and has also contributed with, of course, the Poet's Pen. That is a unique that he helped design through his supporter contributions to the game. Illustrations are created by Jerry Gu and Jason Hong. The Lord's Labyrinth is a choose-your-own-path type of book. You are Waylon of Ezomir, an Ezomite slave captured as a child and raised up as a gladiator. You will be offered the chance to undergo the trials of the Mad Emperor Izaro and his Lord's Labyrinth. As Waylon, it is up to you to decide how the story will play out. Every choice is yours and yours alone. Some will lead to death, some to glory, and all will traverse the darkest paths of Ray-class accursed past. The gamebook, as well as other physical goods, will be available for higher tiers of the new core supporter packs, which are expected to be released at the end of this present year. We do plan to sell the gamebook in potentially digital as well as physical versions outside supporter packs, but it will likely happen only after the end of these new supporter packs. So do not expect it to be available for direct purchase in the near future, but it will be eventually. Please note that the gamebook is in English and we are not planning to translate it to other languages due to the number of words and the limited print run. We are very excited to bring this gamebook to the Path of Exile community and hope you like it as much as we do. In the meantime, check out the cover and some illustrations below. Just take a look at this. This is awesome. Choose your own adventure POE. Like, this just takes me back to all of those years where you had to go on a car trip, and at least for me, I didn't have Game Boys. I didn't have, the TVs in the back of my parents' vehicles, built into the van, headset or headrest or whatever. I didn't have all that stuff. I had books and like my finger running along the window, like pretending to be like a 2D jump man over top of the, other buildings that you're passing on the road. That's what I had when I was on road trips. This would be like the perfect road trip companion. The Lord's Labyrinth game book for Path of Exile. Take a look here. It's got a game booking kit. In this game book, you will take multiple tests of chance. You will also track your stats and inventory throughout your journey. Therefore, you will need 2 6-sided die, 2d6, a pen or pencil, and then paper to write on. Your character will have 3 main attributes: strength, dexterity, and intelligence. Strength for your brawn and general prowess, dex for your agility and quickness, and intelligence, your wit and perceptiveness. You also start with 10 life, a measure of how much damage you can withstand. Attributes and life may be permanently modified, both positively and negatively, throughout the course of the adventure. Use the included character sheet to track these stats. Stats can never drop below 1. This is so cool. How many of you, raise your hand and give me a shout out in the comments below if you've played D&D and you've tried to incorporate stuff from POE into your D&D stuff or into your other tabletop sessions. I have an entire campaign that I've designed for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition that incorporates essentially skills and gem sockets into itemization to give you additional abilities that you can use, as well as crafting. I included basically the crafting system from POE into an entire homebrew campaign. It's amazing. I love POE as a setting for all sorts of different role-playing in Dungeons and Dragons fantasy sorts of lore and stuff. And here we're getting it in a solo choose-your-own-adventure sort of thing. So look at this. This is Waylon of Ezomir. Here's the character sheet. This is what it says. It's got a spot for your life, your strength, your dex, your int, and then weapons, armors, your flasks, your items that you might acquire. And then it says your ascendancy, master of the arena. When you attack, roll 3 dice, then remove 1 of your choosing. Then, of course, you've got divine guidance. You may pre-roll a failed skill test once per roll, and then you can see as you go along this ascendancy path, you unlock more and more abilities, like the thirst for blood. If you roll doubles while attacking, you gain 1 life, or the adaptive mind. You may use a non-required attribute to roll for a skill test at a -1 penalty. That'll be pretty cool, because imagine like if you've dumped all your stats into strength and then you've got a dex check and you're like, well, my strength is going to give me a +4 roll, but my dex would give me a -1 roll, so why not take strength -1, which means I get a +3 to my roll. Anyway, there's all sorts of stuff here to play around with and to min-max. This stuff all looks awesome, and of course the artwork is absolutely gorgeous. It's set in almost, I want to say, like just like a sketchy sort of way. Like the art doesn't look like it's overdone or over the top. It looks like it is very down to earth, but very transparent in bringing you and immersing you in the environment that this Ezomite slave Waylon will be experiencing as you make choices to end up killing him or hopefully saving him. And look, you even got the floor traps from Izaro's encounter, and then of course you've got the big man himself, Izaro, just charging you down with, of course, his good little pet. So there's all sorts of stuff that's here that just looks awesome. The artwork looks great on Izaro as well as on his little puppy, and all of this just looks awesome. So anyway, drop me a comment down below. Let me know if this is something you're interested in. I think I'm probably going to get a core pack just so that way I can have one of these and then walk through it with all of you, because I think this would be like the coolest thing, regardless if anybody else is interested. I'm interested in it. So if I'm going to play it and I'm going to interact with it, probably I'll share it with all of you as a community as well. But anyway, leave me a comment down below. Let me know if this looks as awesome to you as it does to me.